What's up all my devil dogs? It's your boy Sean Out, the Strength Corps 5-star general. Welcome to another episode of Motivation Monday. I bring you guys these the first Monday of every month. So I try and bring you guys some type of motivational story, or I try and bring you guys maybe somebody's motivational journey, or I'll just talk to you guys about a topic I want us to really focus on. So this month what I'm doing is I'm taking one of the more popular names in YouTube fitness, as you can see from the title of the video, Brandon Carter, and his amazing story from going basically from a drug dealer to being YouTube fitness famous, which is crazy, man. His story is crazy, like his come up is crazy. I want you guys to really be motivated. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you guys when it's over. BBC Big Brandon Carter is one of the more well-known names in the YouTube fitness industry. He's a well-known personal trainer who has a YouTube channel with over 600,000 subscribers and a 1.5 million Facebook likes page. He's grown from a simple YouTuber giving raw fitness advice from the comforts of his home to now having a team that records high quality videos from their headquarters in New York. But let's rewind to a time before the fame, before keto hacks and intermittent fasting and the BBC nickname we all know so well, to the south side of Chicago where Brandon was born. Being from such a rough neighborhood, Brandon did pretty well for himself, making it into the Howard University School of Business. He also began to personal train while he attended school and had dreams of making big money doing it. But as you and I both know, personal training isn't as lucrative as many would lead you to believe. This led Brandon to become none other than a drug dealer. That's right, the now famous Brandon Carter used to sling drugs and make a hell of a lot of money doing it. An insane fact about Brandon, which ironically shows how he's always been someone who's willing to grind and work hard, is that he would at times travel to Miami to purchase cocaine wholesale and then bring it back to New York on the Greyhound bus. That's right. He would ride the bus for 30 plus hours, smuggling drugs just to sell them at a higher price by diluting the product due to the fact that the standard of quality of cocaine was much lower in New York than it was in Miami. Talk about hustling.
Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
This hustler lifestyle led him to being able to live the quote-unquote rapper lifestyle, as he was going to parties, hanging with bad bitches, and enjoying all the luxuries that money could buy. But deep down, Brandon knew what he was doing was wrong. He knew that his hustle wasn't helping people, which is what his ultimate life goal was to do, but instead actually destroying people. But Brandon said himself that the money was so good that he continued. And who could blame him? When you're making money, hanging with women, and living the high life, it's hard to put all that to a stop. But 3 events will lead to Brandon changing his ways for good. The first was the lifetime incarceration of his friend SV, who was convicted of murder. The second was the murder of one of his other friends, Esco, who was found with multiple gunshot wounds inside of his car. The last was probably the most traumatic and the straw that broke the camel's back. His father would commit suicide, shooting himself in the head and taking his own life. This put things in perspective for Brandon, who turned from the life of a hustler and decided to do things 100% legit. So he first went back to personal training as well as becoming a security guard. He would train people in the morning, go to his security job from 9 to 5, and then train people again in the evening. He soon would come across a book that would change his life forever: Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Work Week. It was the inspiration this novel instilled in Brandon that led him to start a YouTube channel to help people on their fitness journeys. So on top of personal training and doing security, he was now doing YouTube videos as well. He would eventually move on from the security job and pick up 2 other jobs. One was working 14-hour days for his friend's moving company on weekdays, and the other was being the manager of a restaurant on the weekends at his other friend's restaurant. And don't forget, he was still training people and making videos. He allocated all of his free time to building his business and even invested in a speed reading course to up his word count to 600 words per minute so he could take in more information. Talk about dedication. Well, after years of grinding, he was finally able to quit the moving job with the success he was having. He was making much more money than he could have dreamed, and he was doing it legit this time. His initial earning would go towards helping his family out with financial issues, showing Brandon is a true family man. After that, however, with his growing success, he would eventually quit the restaurant job and take on YouTube full time. So what can we learn from Big Brandon Carter? A man who came from the south side of Chicago and went from selling drugs, making good money, to becoming a YouTube fitness star and making insanely good money. We can learn that if we stay motivated, it doesn't matter where we come from. It doesn't matter if you sold drugs or did things that you may regret. Everyone has the capacity to change and do better for themselves given the opportunity or right circumstance. For some, the circumstance won't be an easy one. Brandon himself lost 3 close people to him before he made the steps to get to where he is today. But for some, the opportunity is staring you right in the face. You have to just jump at it and take hold of what's yours. Let's grind this month and focus on making leaps towards our dreams and stop fading from our destiny and plunge head first into what will be the rest of our lives. Wow, wow, wow. What a story from Big Brandon Carter, man. He went from selling drugs, going all the way riding the bus from Miami up to New York. You know what I'm saying? He was always on the grind. You know, even though what he was doing was illegal, he has always had that grinder's mentality that I'm gonna get whatever I gotta get. I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna grind, I'm gonna hustle and do what I gotta do to get this money. It just, you know, so happens that he went from doing it illegally to doing it legally, and now he's making more money than he probably could have ever made selling drugs. So big shout outs to Brandon Carter. I met him a couple years ago at an event in Tampa, the strength camp that was held in Tampa by Elliot Hulse. Really cool guy. He was there from the time it started to the time it ended. He's just a really cool, down-to-earth guy. He actually follows me on Instagram. I didn't even know he followed me, man. And he actually saw when I posted yesterday on my Instagram story, which if you don't follow me, go ahead and do so. But he actually saw that, so I hope he does see this video. Brandon, if you are seeing this video, you're a super motivational guy, man. I love watching your motivational talks, you know, about stop being a bitch, you know, all that shit, man. It's really cool. Brandon's a really, you know, raw, inspirational guy. Like, he doesn't, you know, sugarcoat things. He tells you like it is. Look, man, you want to be great, then you have to do what great people do. You can't just be good or be average, you know, and you can't complain and make excuses. Like, you guys know I'm a big component of don't be a victim of circumstance, and Brandon is the same way. He's like, look, you could have all the circumstances in the world. He had some of the craziest circumstances, as you could see, and he still found a way to grind and make his dreams become a reality. So thanks, Brandon. Hopefully you can see this. If you really like it, maybe you'll share it. That would be pretty dope. But if not, anybody who is watching this video, I hope you're motivated for this month. Let's focus on our dreams and not be victims of circumstance. Let's take where we are and take that next step to the next level. Don't forget the orders. Subscribe and share, like and comment, follow my social media. Till next time, all my devil dogs, dismissed.
I'm a general, a nigga, I'm a general. I'm a general, a nigga, I'm a general. I'm a general, a nigga, I'm a general. I'm a general, a nigga, I'm a general.